I'm here to find out if the clone spell is good in Clash Royale. I've always loved the clone spell in Clash Royale, but it doesn't seem to get the same love from the Clash Royale community. Barely ever see Clash Royale pro players use the clone spell in CRL, and if you do see someone using the clone spell, usually it's just for some epic YouTube video. So in search for the clone deck, I went on Royal API, clicked the clone spell, and boom, a bunch of clone decks appeared, and one of the best ones was Dr. Andura's deck, and I liked it. He was at 7k trophies, he had the giant skeleton, he had the flying machine, he had the skeleton barrel, he had the cannon card. Those are four of some of my favorite cards, so I was like, you son of a, I'm in. So I tried using this new clone deck on ladder, and I had a lot of success. Sadly, the first game did not go as planned. I ended up losing to this mortar bait deck by 41 HP, and it hurt.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But then I rallied against a hog cycle deck. I ended up beating this weird royal giant deck. I had a huge comeback win against this P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam deck, and last but not least, the cream of the crop, I beat an Expo deck. Yes, and there's not many better feelings than beating an Expo deck in the morning. I even used the clone deck in the global tourney, and I was able to get 21 wins, which isn't that bad with the minimal practice I had using this deck. I probably would have got 40 wins if I practiced this deck a bit more. Liar! But I had a blast. I had a lot of ups.
Boss man, these skeletons are just spawning. They're ridiculous spawns. Don't think this matchup's winnable.
I disagree.
If he just plays it a little bit smart right now, he wins. There's like one chance of me winning, and I think I know it. Oh my god, I won.
Dancing is what you do. Dancing is what you do. Easy. Easy win. And I had a lot of downs. I'm gonna freaking lose. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. I might win. 16 seconds.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh, I can't handle this freaking stress right now. Oh my.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But I was able to get all the rewards in the global tourney, and I had a lot of fun doing so. But this deck is really, really good. It seemed like in a lot of matches, you just won. A bunch of times I played a person that only had one spell in their deck, and they weren't able to deal with the clone push no matter how much they tried. Using this deck, I got a lot of 3 crowns. More 3 crowns than I think I've ever got with any other deck I've used. And you can be very creative with this deck. Depending on the units that you clone, change the entire dynamics of your push. My favorite combination to clone was the skeleton barrel and the cannon cart. This is something I called the Wombo combo. Using the skeleton barrel, the cannon cart, and the clone at the bridge, it was really hard for the opponents to deal with, and not many people seem to know what to do. But this deck did struggle against many other decks, including Splash Yard and Ice Bow. Those were the 2 worst decks, and the reason they were the worst decks were because of the tornado. The spell-heavy decks are really hard to deal with, especially spells like the tornado and the poison. I call these spells the clone killers because if your opponent has tornado and poison, you most likely lost. Even golem decks with tornado were really annoying to deal with. The worst thing about this clone deck is that it seemed like you won or lost the game depending on what deck you went up against. But after playing over 100 games with this deck, I was able to get top 2000 global ladder. I got 21 wins in the global tourney, and I did so with a 62% win rate, which is really good. So in the end, I have to say that the clone spell, it's good. The clone spell is good. Give it the stamp of approval. Shout out to the clone spell. Round of applause. And after using this clone deck, I feel like the clone spell has a lot of hidden potential, and potentially that the best clone deck is still yet to be found in Clash Royale. I will be continuing to use this clone deck, and I definitely recommend for you guys to give it a try. It's a lot of fun. And let me know in the comment sections below any decks that you guys are using, any decks that you want me to try out, any decks that you want me to review, or if you just want to say hi, let me know in the comment sections below. I'll talk to you guys in the future. Adioses.